Hello everybody, I'm Noah Claxton. I'm here with Beth Garrett. And Beth, it is a special day. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Today is my birthday. I have been at Lovett for 33 years, and I guess it's my turn to do the interview. So here I am.
Well, happy birthday. You had a big change in your life this year when you decided to make it your last year. Can you tell us what made this the right time to step away, and what do you have planned next?
Well, yes, I am retiring for all of those who have been around forever, and it's probably going to be hard. I'm going to fight through it. I grew up here. My kids grew up here. I'm only retiring from my job here. Joe and I have a gutter company now, so anyone out there, shout out 404 Gutters. If you have gutter needs or accessories to gutters or toppers, we are your people. Give us a call. That's how I'll be spending my days, and with my girlfriends, because I don't want to say no to lunch anymore, and I don't want to say I can't go on a trip anymore, and I'm looking forward to all of those things once I have, moved on from this fantastic job that has been going on for 33 years.
Well, I'll be sure to give you a call in about a few years. Who and what would you say inspired you to become an athletic trainer?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I would say that when I was growing up, and my dad was always in the science field, he was a scientist. In fact, plug for my dad, he developed the treatment for cancer, which Big Pharma decided they didn't want everyone to know about, but you probably heard of it, interferon. That's one of his products. He also developed the vaccine technology that we use for the COVID vaccine and a lot of other vaccines now. But anyway, so I decided that I wanted to go into medicine. I thought I wanted to go into medicine. And then I worked in a lab, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's not for me. I want to be around the people. But I did not want to deal with, the old people, the really sick people, the people who didn't want to get better. So that left athletes. So that's how I chose athletic training, and it's been fantastic.
You've had a really special relationship with a lot of sports here at Lovett, for example, wrestling. Is there any sport that is particularly your favorite to work with?
Absolutely not. Yes, of course. Of course there is. And I brought my ring because unfortunately, because it's my birthday, I'm going out of town and having a big to-do. So I know that the wrestlers are being recognized tomorrow, and they all have their rings. So I'm going to wear my ring today. I think that those athletes are the most well-rounded. I think they're well-behaved. They have great manners. The relationship with the athletes and their parents is unrivaled, in my opinion, by any other sport.
So Beth, what piece of technology do we use now that you couldn't have imagined ever using back in the early 90s?
Well, we're pretty lucky here because we have always been afforded the things that we needed to best do our jobs. But back in the day, we started out in this teeny little, I don't even know what it was. Maybe it was a little referee room or a little baby locker room. I mean, it was smaller than this room here today. And we had a couple of tables in there. We had a taping table, and we had this big wooden thing that had one of those, deep sinks in it, and that was our cold pool. So the fact that, we don't have to fill that with ice and water every day, all day long, is fantastic that we have the cold pool. And we also even have some technology now that allows us to ice extremities or knees or whatever without having to use ice and water at all. So we just, turn it on, and we don't have to go back and forth and do that forever. We also didn't have any carts back then to use. So I'm pretty sure we toted all of our stuff around. I should say it was just me. I had to tote all my stuff around, except for, the kids who I would ask to tote the stuff around. I think that's maybe where the wrestlers learned how to, I never have to ask them to pick up anything or take anything because they just do it. I guess they've learned through the years that that's how you treat people.
We know you've seen a lot of gruesome injuries over the years, but can you explain ones that may have happened in the 2007 state championship against Buford?
Oh, Noah, you must be talking about my own injury. Yes, it was super, super cold. It was super rainy, and I was running down the side of the parking lot, and someone came up behind me and just ran over my leg. And unfortunately, as I was trying to get my breath back and not throw up and, just trying to make sure that my leg was still on, she asked if she could call an ambulance, and I told her just to wait a minute, please, just give me a second, I'm going to be okay. And then her man, I guess her husband, her husband, came running up from the other direction, and I'll never forget it, because he had on the ugliest Easter egg striped sweater, and he said, "You heard the woman. She said she's okay," and he scooped her up, threw her back in the car, and they took off, never to be seen from again or heard from again. So yeah, that was terrible. That was a long road, and thank you to the Lovett community for feeding my family, and I'm pretty sure they did a lot of other things too, but I don't remember. Okay.
So, as the athletic trainer, what was the medical diagnosis?
Foot detachment by car? No.
Oh.
It was actually it was a Lisfranc injury with surrounding fractures in my foot. So that required surgery and a very, very long road to recovery. Ended up with a blood clot, so that sent me back to the hospital and all kinds of treatment, and then ongoing blood thinners and all kinds of things. Oh, when they told me that we were doing this interview today and we were going to talk about this 2007 game, I had this shirt that has been in my cubby literally since 2008. It's our shirt that we got for that, which is this shirt, and we wrote on it back then that says, "And being run over." So I refuse to put it on. I'm still salty about that, but obviously we've moved on and done really well, and my foot is fine, thank you.
Well, you didn't miss much. That game was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was a horrific game, miserable. But you know what? A lot of people didn't even know that happened, because we had a grad student then that looked a lot like me. Same build, same dark hair. And so everyone was saying, "Oh my gosh, you got run over and you stayed for the game and you're such a trooper." And I'm like,
no.
Heck no. I got pain medicine on the way home, and I was not back for a while.
What was your welcome to Lovett moment in terms of athletic training?
Well, that would have to be Bill Raley and Jim Glasser were kind of the ringleaders back then. And they decided after practice one day, and I'm of course a newbie, right? I mean, I'm here, they don't know me from anyone. They don't know what I know, they don't know anything. So they came in, and Bill apparently had hurt his knee. So I looked at his knee, and I'm sure I had the deer in the headlight look, like, oh my God, he tore his ACL. He tore his ACL. And they started busting out laughing because Bill didn't have an ACL, and apparently they just wanted to find out if I knew anything and knew what I was doing. And so I guess I passed the test. I think that if you asked Bill now, because we're still really good friends, if you asked him now, he would say that it didn't take long to realize who was in charge of athletes and playing time on the field. That was going to be me, to his chagrin, I'm pretty sure.
So Beth, on behalf of the entire Lovett community, we're really going to miss you. We thank you for the service that you've provided for the past 3 decades. And is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, Mama! No, I'm going to miss everyone as well. And I'm going to do one more little plug because I have been hosting a Lovett alumni gathering for years, which we haven't had for 2 years because of COVID. And we are bringing that back on January 21st after we host the state dual tournament. So it will be the Lovett alumni gathering and the farewell to Beth. So come out, put it on your calendars, and give me the farewell that I deserve.
I love that, Beth, and I love you, and I'm gonna miss you.